Good evening, one and all, and welcome to the Toon Review. Tonight it is TTR Friday on a Thursday. Obviously, Billy's doing the commentary tomorrow night of the England game as they are in Italy in the San Siro. So as Billy's got his backdrop already sorted for tomorrow night's watch along. So if you want to watch it on the TV and then listen to the commentary, as usual, just hit the mute button on the TV, listen to Billy Bob's commentary. And then the same on Monday, we have live commentary of the game against Germany with myself and my co-commentator for this one, Alex Stroh, Gary Neville. So looking forward to that. Should be a good game as well at Wembley.
I'd hope I'd be better than Gary Neville. Bloody hell.
Well, yeah, I would hope you would be, mate, to be honest. So let's, well, tonight, actually, before we get going, Danielle isn't doing a rant tonight because really there's nothing too much to rant about apart from Newcastle's injury problems, but, you know, we know all about them. So tonight, she wanted to do an Agony Aunt session. So if you have any Agony Aunt questions for Danielle, within reason, of course, fire them off in the chat, and Danielle will answer some of them that I put to her. You know, so if you want to test Danielle as an Agony Aunt, then now is your chance on tonight's show. Because instead of a rant, just pop your questions in the chat all through the show. We'll pick some good ones out and obviously put them to Danielle. Shamed by Stato is definitely happening because he's picked something out already. And of course, Billy's beef, well, he'll have beef with something. There's no doubt about that. And later on, we have the new game show for TTR Friday, which is, of course, Saint or No Saint. And some of the stuff I've already seen that Billy sent me. Well, yeah, it should be really Saint or Ain't. But the problem is I've told Francisco to
fair enough. I mean, either's fine.
Saint or Ain't it should have been. But if Francisco's watching, we'll change it to Saint or Ain't. He probably is, hopefully, if he's got any power over there in Puerto Rico. Right, we'll go through a few comments. Billy, if you want to break into the song at any time, feel free. Cesare, remember to keep comments respectful. Please, no all caps or duplicate comments, and enjoy the share. Yano says, sorry, I've just dying to do that for ages. What? Unless he's put something in earlier on that's run out of time. Good evening, Gary. Hope you're well. I like coffees in the house. Gary says, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. It's totally free. And the one thing I forgot to do, guys, is, you know what I forgot to do, don't you?
Comment of the week.
No. Football Content Awards. I need to put the link back in, don't I? Just keep the link on the page. Oh, there we are. Those of you that don't know, which I'd be amazed if you don't now, of course, the Toon Review has been put forward for an award at the Football Content Awards 2022 for Premier League club content. So when I put this this link in the chat, I'll pin it to the top. All you need to do is go to click on the link, go to the category that says Premier League club content, click on the Premier League box, and the drop-down box, you'll see the Toon Review there. So give us, and if you've already voted, well, why not go and do it again as many times as you want? Because if anything's going to get us to win that, it'll be multiple votes. So it's pinned in there now. So we'd really appreciate it if you could go and give that a vote many times and see what comes of it. So it's pinned in there now. Good evening, Tom. I like coffee then says tomorrow it's Friday then it's Saturday, Sunday. What? It's Friday then. No, that's breaking into song already. Evening trolls. Godfather. Hello Rabbles. Okay. Carlos, good evening. Andrew, Geordie, greetings and salutations, you lovely bunch. Up the A1. Hi everyone, looking forward to this. Been voting loads for the award for the Toon Review that we're up for. Magpie and X6, evening, you beautiful bunch. Julie J is in the house. George, the strip club fan. Evening, lads and lasses. Could have sworn that this was Thursday. It must be getting old. No, it is Thursday, George. Don't you worry about that. We just... oh, he's here. Francisco, always great when you can laugh and smile. Good evening, Paul, Billy, and Alex and Danielle, as well as the chat and the mods. Looking forward to the banter and the fun. Well, if you're in, Francisco, the voiceover for Saint or No Saint, please try and change that to Saint or Ain't. It sounds much better, actually, so we'll go with Saint or Ain't. It does sound a lot better than Saint or No Saint. Sunshine, my birthday today. Spending it listening to Toon Review. Love it. Well, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
James is in the house, and we do have a 100 krona super chat from Trolls. Thank you for your continued support, Jules. Trolls. Thank you for your continued support, my man. Really appreciate that. The boss is in the house, who is literally sitting on the other side of the curtain, which is weird, but she's in the house. Everybody's saying hello to Susan. Toon Foxy. All right, so you've changed it to Toon Foxy now. Sunshine to Toon Foxy. There you go. Mike's in the house. Hello, all. Looking forward to a great show. Hello, mods, and appreciate your work. Spike Milligan, thank you for your £10 super chat. Evening Toon Review family. Thank you very much, Mr. Milligan, who does have some merch on the way. I sent a bunch out over this last week, so hopefully people start to receive their merch. Louis the Wrestler's in the house. Lewis, good evening. Mary, good evening. Hope you're well. Magpie in Essex says, shame about the injury news, but hopefully we'll all be okay. What did you make of that, Danielle? Because obviously I put a video out earlier today. Isak has obviously left the Swedish camp. He's gone, back to probably Newcastle. But also Bruno with, I think, a lesser injury with just a bruising, I think. But what did you make of the Isak one?
Just typical. That's what I thought straight away. Just typical. As Callum's going to be ready for Fulham. We'll lose one, but hopefully they're both not as serious as what they look like they are. Or I know that, Bruno's isn't, but let's hope Isak's isn't either, because how unlucky can you get, man?
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
I can't believe it, because it's us. And how many times have we said before, pre-season, imagine if we get a few injuries, what'll happen? And we just seem to be hitting a bad run right now. Hopefully, very soon we'll get everybody back for a prolonged period. But yeah, hope at the moment, just hope against hope that they're not as serious.
Yeah. I mean, Alex, looking at the Fulham game, I mean, the club nor the country have actually given us any idea of what the injury is, which is, would you be concerned at that, or is that just the norm, do you think?
I'm sure they would know. I'm sure there's contact, especially with the price, and they will be in regular contact with the club doctors, physios, and whatnot. I mean, Isak's withdrawn due to a feeling, and we've not had anything else listed more than that. He literally just said a feeling, which is a bit weird.
I think we're more than a feeling. More than a feeling.
And Bruno's a muscle strain on his left thigh, but Brazil are hoping he can play in the second friendly.
Which worries me a little bit, because if he's got a slight injury and they put him in the second game, then you just know what's going to happen, because it's Newcastle United. Michael Marsden, thank you for your £40 super chat, matey. Again, massive kindness to you. He says, hi, Paul, Danielle, Billy, and Alex. Hope you're all well. And we got a £4.49 super chat from Martin Watson. Great show as normal, guys. Billy, this feeling that Isak's got, I mean, you could go more than a feeling, or you could really say that there was another one I just thought of there.
I
got a feeling. But tonight's not going to be a good night if you're Mr. Isak.
No, definitely not. The worst thing of it for me is every time we bring Callum Wilson back, we tend to do it a little bit too early, and having Isak there would have kind of helped us rest him for a bit longer and get him kind of acclimatised to playing and not rushing him straight back in. Looks like we may have to rush him straight back in again, which is kind of counteractive to what we brought Isak for, I would imagine. So, yeah, it's bad news if he's not available for next Friday, Saturday, but let's hope he is.
Because, I mean, I spoke about it in the video earlier today, does he throw Callum back in, Danielle, or does he hold him off if Isak's unfit, keep him on the bench and throw Chris Wood back in?
Nah.
which wouldn't exactly fill us with confidence, would
He's
it?
got to put if Callum's fit enough to be on the bench, he's fit enough to start for me.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
we need. I know we've had a better start. I'm not going to say the rest of the sentence, but we need to start winning games, man. Like we
do.
really, really do. And would we do that with Chris Wood? I'm not so sure.
Yeah, it's an important game at Fulham, isn't it? And especially the start they've had has been incredible. And obviously our old friend Mr. Mitrovic is on fire as well. Les says, good evening, all hopeful. Looking forward to a fun-filled night. Chipper says, I'm in the chat. Agony Aunt could go wrong.
Oh, God.
Jesus. Yeah. Good evening, Stu. Someone on Facebook says, Billy, have you got a Predator cloaking device on your can? Yeah. It's obviously a green cannon. It's going right through.
Superpower.
That is freaky, man. Because you can also see right through Billy when he does that.
A few people have said that in the past.
Just don't stand up, whatever you do, Bill. Matt says, good evening, everyone. From a Friday here, of course, Matt's over in, I think Australia is Matt. Therefore, it is morning over there. Are you tired, Alex?
No, I'm just setting different bits and bobs up on my other screen.
Just you yawned like a hippo there. I could have chucked a melon through your watermelon in your gob there. Mary says, love the cat. Yeah, that's Dipsy, I believe, is it?
It is, yes. So
yeah. Well,
she's just chilling. She loves it.
Yeah. Will says, would you guys be analysing Karius's stats post Liverpool?
I mean, we've done it a couple of times. Actually, I think Will actually tweeted me the other day, and I forgot to reply. Sorry. There are a couple of shows in which we've gone over his times in Turkey and Germany and had a brief look. There's not too much to go on, but there is certainly more to go on than a lot of people that are just saying, "Oh, he's not played since the Champions League final for Liverpool." That's an absolute load of nonsense. So he has played, 30 to 40 senior games since then. He's not been amazing, but we've bought him to be an emergency backup. So that's fine.
Yeah. We've got our first Agony Aunt question of the night, Danielle, from Night of Knee Gaming, which is, of course, Jason. That is, go and give him a follow on Twitch. He started a gaming channel on there, so good luck to him for that. And go and give him a follow. Night of Knee Gaming if you're into Twitch. He says, Danielle, I support this club, and I feel that there may be a vocal minority who are being very negative. What would your advice be to those fans?
In the words of Gary Barlow, have a little patience.
Oh, Billy, honestly, I thought you would have got straight in there. I thought.
Yeah,
I'm not looking, yeah.
I've got some graphics to perfectly display this, but later on. But we'll
have a little graphics. Yeah. So there you go, Jace. Alex will be, continuing that in his graphics a bit later. Straffy Arit. Mark says, woohoo, well done, you legends. Thanks, Mark. Louis says, a little shout out. My wrestling promotion contract are doing a charity show Saturday night in Crammy.
Ooh, that's
come along and support a good cause. Being placed on the doors to do tickets, £6. Well, there you go, Danielle. Get yourself there. But,
how will they know where the wrestling is and they go out of it in Cramlington? Sorry, Danielle.
Ooh.
Sorry, I'm not from here, so I don't take offence.
That's your answer to everything every time. Crammy gets me. I'm not from here. I just live here. Les has already voted for the Toon review. Well, get yourself back and vote again, Les. No one's stopping you, man. Keep voting. Just keep voting. Steve says, Saint or Agreevesy. You usually look aggrieved when you don't get them right. Well,
aggrieved is an understatement.
Well, he's off. He's off, isn't he? You had your steak tonight, Alex. Yeah, bugger. What? We're not even 15 minutes in.
He is the current champion. I'll have everyone know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Paul is.
I'm the reigning champ. Thank you very much. I hold the medal, but I guarantee that after this Saint or ain't, no chance. Especially with some of the Saints I've seen Billy already tell us that aren't included. There's really a patron saint of piles. Did I read that right?
I would have said St. Nobby, but it's not. It's Saint Fiaco, or whatever his name is. He's also the patron saint of venereal diseases. Very odd. There's some very strange ones.
There is.
That
I didn't
is-
like I said in the chat. I didn't see that when I was on my online Catholic school yesterday. Do you know what I mean? That are now hounding us for $5 a month. By the way,
Why?
because apparently I visit the site very often.
Oh,
I think
Jesus.
she might have been kind of revising Paul.
Yeah, yeah.
We need you to figure out
yeah.
who the patron saint of hamstring strains is, so we can like protect some more
Really?
players.
Yeah, that's a good
And
idea.
wear
Alex,
like
yeah.
a charm.
Yeah, get Callum to visit the church. Santos says, hello, everyone. Hope you're all feeling nice and cozy after a wet day. Pilo Keith, good evening. Mark says, I've already voted about 10 times. So keep it going, Mark. Keep it
Yeah,
going.
you guys are amazing with this. Like some of
Incredible.
the size of the channels that we're up against, like the Liverpool one, the Liverpool channel that we're up against has got 1.9 million followers on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you guys have got us in this is just how
Staggering.
how
It is
have you
staggering.
done it? It's incredible. It's amazing.
I mean, to be fair, even Adam, Adam's in there against us, and not that there's any competition.
Well
by the way.
deserved as well, Adam.
I've spoken to Adam since the finalists came out, and he's wished us well. Adam's doing really well, and to be honest, the rise that he's had in the last sort of 12 to 15 months has been phenomenal. So he totally deserves to be there. So, but it's nice. It's really good that 2 Newcastle United channels are in there. And
we're different kinds of channels as well, which is really good. There's a bit of variety.
Absolutely. So again, Adam's got his demographic, we've got ours, and it's again, but it's representing Newcastle United twice in there, which is great.
Spurs have only got one, I think, so we're doing all right.
We are, exactly. I mean, Bournemouth are in there. Bournemouth have got a good little channel, that one. I've seen that a few times.
Yeah, but they've only been in the Premier League 6 weeks. I don't see how they're getting in for.
Now, Billy, don't be an arse. don't get your arse up already, Billy.
No,
I mean,
I do want to pick kind of a fight here because they should be in the Championship one, surely.
Do you know something? What will happen, right? If they win, Billy's going to storm the stage. Jarvis cock outside and take the award.
I'm not going to moon. I'll moon.
Surely their highlight reel,
Billy. Jesus Christ, there'll be a total eclipse.
Yeah, but their highlight reel, if they show
around.
clips, it's only going to be of the start of the season, which is pretty much all losses, and then us and the Liverpool game.
Oh my God, what's going to be on our highlight reel?
Oh,
Nottingham Forest, and then
Finn Luke and Lackenmack will certainly be on it.
Lackenmack will definitely be there. If they did any sort of clips of that, that would be.
Do you reckon they've got little gremlins like just sat there like watching through all the stuff to clip weird stuff out? They're definitely going to clip that because I've called them gremlins now. I'm sorry.
You have. Richard Rafferty, thank you for your £10 super chat, my man. He says, "I love the Toon review. Keep up the good work." Thank you, mate. It's the Bournemouth one is a bit strange, I must admit, but considering it's for like 2022 and they've been here for 6 weeks in the Premier League, it is a bit weird. But look, that's how the voting's gone, and it's the public that have voted them in. So, congratulations to them. Super Goomba says, hello, everyone. Hoping you're well. Super Goomba, that sounds like some kind of safari person.
What?
And you go on safari, like to Gambia and stuff like that. You could imagine somebody coming out saying, and here's your guide for the day. It's Super Goomba. Like coming to America, kind of those kind of names. I'm going totally off track here. I'll move on. Jimmy says, Paul Trump, all about voting integrity. Yes, Jimmy. There's no law on voting for this, though. You can go back to the booth once or twice, 3 times, a lady kind of thing. Just get yourself in there. Steve says this show doesn't quite work as well when you have work in the morning. I do apologize, Steve. I know it's terrible. Another Steve says, good evening all. Looking forward to a good show. Jeanette, in other words, Mrs. Toon Stato's mum. Mrs. Toon Stato's mum? I mean, Toon Stato's mother. I'm calling you Mrs. Alex. You did make a comment on me before. Don't forget my birthday tomorrow, Stato. Son, elbow cough.
I know, I'm not TTRing tomorrow. I will be at birthdays.
Yeah, indeed. What did you say? I just heard a voice behind the curtain and a laugh, so she's taking the pee out of somebody. KB says, good evening. Yes, marvellous bunch of people from Belfast with much love.
Back at ya.
Been working on
Does
your
this mean you
Belfast
can't
accent,
shout
Billy?
Susan anymore because she's right next to you and it's just not necessary?
You what, mate?
You don't need to shout Susan as loud anymore because she's right next to you.
Oh, I can still... Susan! You see, I can still do it. George says, just voted. Good luck, the Toon Review fam. John's back door. I still laugh at that every time I see it. Hello, Toon Review and mods. Does anybody remember how John's back door came around?
Yes, I remember.
Yes, absolutely.
When his
Monday
neighbor,
night.
his neighbor kept banging on the door. That was just hilarious. Bless him. His
I
neighbor
know,
kept
but
banging on the door,
They said
constantly
he was
banging.
being too loud, though.
Yeah.
weren't they?
I was there. I watched some of that stream. He was literally whispering into his microphone
Yeah, he was.
in parts, and his neighbor was still banging on the door. It's like, what
It
do
was
you want
funny
from
because
the
he
poor
said he
bloke?
wasn't bothered by it, but then he went, "How you doing, man? You know what's going on in the who's." He was
Bless him.
petrified of her. It was just hilarious. Toon Dave says, "Good evening, all. Hope you're all well. If today's TTR Friday, I might have to have a lie in tomorrow, thinking it's Saturday, and plays havoc with my clock." Well, look, it's a one-off, guys. It's a one-off. But we understand that. To coin a phrase, they'll all be playing in the behind closed doors game instead. Mary says, Toon Review is my therapy. Love this, fam. Thank you very much, Mary, and we love you too. Joel says, not only do we get injuries, but it seems only the best are hit. It's a good point, that, Billy, isn't it? I mean, it seems to be only the
I mean,
our
Paul
real
Dummett's
talent
got a
that
word
get-
about that, but
You what, Alex?
I think Paul Dummett would have something to say about that. But you know,
Well,
carry on.
yeah, but it does. It is the spine of the team, though, isn't it? That's been rock, Billy.
Yeah, the players we can't kind of replace either. I mean, we can put alongside even Bruno. It's a massive drop. If
Yeah.
Callum's not fit, it's Woodin for Isaac again, a massive drop. So yeah, I mean, if Ryan Fraser ran around like Ryan Giggs yesterday, he looked superb. How come he didn't get injured?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
something.
so
you can take it-
frustrated.
And he can take a corner. Strange that.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. How strange. Toon Foxy says, sorry, name change as the daughter changed my account name. You know what kids are like, bless them. Injury news is very annoying. Hope it improves quick. Kath Chandler says, just voted, Kath. Now, you need to vote more than once, Kath, because I know how petrified you are of me sticking cameras in your face on match days. You run away from me. I will hunt you down and stick the camera in your face again and make you do another interview if you don't vote more than 5 times. So be warned.
And you have to clear the cookies on your device that you voted on, otherwise
You do,
it stays the same.
Yeah. Some you do, some you don't, Billy. It's weird. But
I had to on my phone.
you can just clear your cookies, go back in, bush, clear your cookies, and they are not cookies that you eat.
I've cleared a few cookies in my time. I've cleared a few. I've cleared a few in the past.
Amen to that.
And it's 2-0 to Belgium against Wales, by the way.
You binged on some biscuits yesterday, Danielle, did you not?
Well, I had a night of disasters. Like the handle fell off me window, and that was a nightmare. And really, I had nothing else to do but eat custard creams. You know, like I
That's the
just
most
thought-
Geordie thing I've ever heard.
I don't know what else to do right
Eat
now.
custard
So
creams like how?
I just
No
got my
else to
custard
do.
creams out and thought, well, and then I went on my Catholic school for a bit. You
You
know,
Catholics, Jesus Christ! I can just imagine going through packing of custard creams like and wash them down with a bottle of 2020. Susan used
That's
to
one
drink
of 3
that when she was hanging around the
catchphrases,
bus stands.
If you pull Danielle's string like a Woody toy, that's one of the 3 catchphrases. You got to come up with the
Ryan
other
says,
2
have you
in the
seen
chat.
ASM's Instagram story? Just came out 5 minutes ago. Well, no, because we've
No.
Well,
Oh, I'm
what's
not getting
going on with it?
involved. The last time I did that, I got
yeah.
crammed, so I'm not getting involved.
Don't worry, I'll risk it for a biscuit.
The custard cream.
Custard cream. Oh God, you beat me to it! Damn it. Stu says, I'm proper vexed. I haven't heard that. My granny used to say that to me all the time about how many injuries we've picked up already. Not just the injuries, but the players out are all extremely important. It couldn't be some of the deadwood.
I mean, it's never Miggy and Longstaff, is it? I mean,
No.
I like both of them, but it's never them.
It is. Up the one says, do you think NUFC are holding back the players, keeps them fit for the Fulham game? I've seen a few rumours about that. I can't see that being the case. It's Bruno that I worry about. If Brazil chuck him in and then I've just realised, right, you know how people come up to me on match days and say, oh, you're a lot taller than I thought. Like, where I'm sitting in this chair, right, this isn't my normal chair.
You look little.
Thanks.
What you do?
I can't bend the camera down, so... oh, Jesus, I just nearly fell back. Nah, this isn't working for me, this chair. I'm serious. I need to get me other one. That's better. I look a bit taller
Ryan, can
anyway.
you send me that Instagram thing? Because I don't have an Instagram and I can't open
I've got it. Hang on. I'll have a look at it. I might put it in the chat, but I'm definitely not commenting on it.
I don't know why, Danielle.
I'm interested to know what's going on. It's secrets.
Yeah. Toon Dave, thank you for your £5 super chat. He says, cola cubes and custard creams, loving us, Geordies. And thank you for your $5, Francisco. I think you should all wear the not in the know shirt for the awards.
I mean, we would if we were able to, but we're not, are we?
No, because it's posh dress and it's £95 a ticket.
So he's running around. He's on a football pitch, training and looking very fit. So,
So basically, that's telling everybody that he's fit.
I mean, Ryan could have put that in his message instead of just putting eyes. That would have helped everybody. But, you know.
Yeah.
You have a go at him. Go on, Alex. Give him some.
I mean, it's great news.
It's great news. Yeah, that's very good.
Great news.
I mean, I saw on one tweet today that there was a picture of ASM just doing some fitness training, and someone said his time for the 10,000 meters was quicker than what Mo Farah ran in the Olympics.
What the hell? What the hell was that?
He was on a fucking exercise bike. Of course, it's going to be quicker.
Oh god, they didn't say. I thought it was running. They said it was 27 minutes.
He was on a exercise bike. Yeah,
I didn't see that. They posted that he'd run over 10K in 27 minutes. That's like world
Olympic
record.
gold medal.
That's
crazy.
ridiculous.
That's mental. Toon Dave says, at Mrs. Toon Review, are we going to see you on the camera if hiding behind the curtain tonight? You've got two hopes, Bob and No. She's not a camera person. Yano says, I got a feeling, woo-woo, that tonight's going to be a big night. Norvik says, with the injuries, it will highlight to the owners how important to get more quality backup signed in the January window. Nikki says, hi all, hope all is well. Looking forward to tonight's show. My vote is in for you guys. Best channel on YouTube by far. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much, Nikki. Toon Dave says, question for Danielle. So, Danielle, can you tell us your real feelings on Manchester United?
No, I can't. Sorry. No, I have to. As a partner club for Her Game 2, I very much respect the work that they're doing for eradicating sexism and equality.
Look at her face. Look how difficult it is for her to get them words out of her mouth. She's going all wrinkled and
End
angry.
of statement.
Oh my God, good question. Dan says, got my vote in. Best of luck, Toon Review. Thank you very much, Dan. Tom says, look up More Than a Feeling in minor key on YouTube. It sounds better and it practically becomes Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana.
Oh, that's a whole genre in itself, just putting everything in minor keys. That's funny.
Yeah.
Or putting sad songs in major keys. That's also very hilarious.
Yeah. Do you know what I don't get? Like the likes of, Scooter and all that, when the those, what were them three little cartoon things for kids that used to sing? Chipmunks. Why did they turn some music into chipmunks singing? It doesn't make any sense. Or I suppose they could sound like the Smurfs as well. I mean, it's pointless, man. There's your answer, Toon Dave. Deaf or not, says Mrs. Toon Review. Are you still there, Susan? Oh, she's out in the kitchen. She's hitting the bin. Matthew White says, hey, all great chat already. Hope all the hosts and mods are doing well. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ian Fleming, for your £5 super chat. Do you think Fraser should wear the Scotland top under his Toon top and might play a bit better?
Yes.
Alex, would you like to, explain your thoughts on Ryan Fraser? And because I know he got mentioned before, you got very agitated.
Well, he's got it. He's got quality. The difference is that Scotland squad versus the Ukraine squad. Scotland had got a reasonably good structure. Ukraine weren't in such well, they were in a fair block, but they were trying to get out and have a bit of a go. and Fraser's legs weren't as much of an issue. But we know he's got quality because we saw he hit a really venomous ball, like 2 or 3 matches ago. I can't remember specifically who it was against. I think it was the first game he came back in for Maxi. So he's got quality, and we know he's reasonably good from corners. I've seen him take corners before, but that's not the issue. The issue is just the build up. He's not fit enough to do. I mean, I've got it in the graphics to show you later with how we've transitioned as a team, and that we've finally transitioned away from Bruce ball, and this is now Howe ball. It's just not going in the net. That's the problem, and that's not to do with Howe. He can't physically like move their feet onto the ball and put it in the net. He can only do so much as a coach. It's down to ultimately it's down to the quality. If they're getting in the positions, it's the players that have got to put the ball in the net if they get into the box. But I think Fraser's just lost. I mean, what do? Do we just like take Trippier off all set pieces? No, Trippier is much better at set pieces than Fraser. So even the strengths that he does have, we can't really use them because we got better. I'd rather have Trippier standing over a dead ball than Ryan Fraser. So it's no offense to Fraser. Trippier's just better.
Steve says, do all Danielle's Agony Aunt advice need to be song lyrics? No, just mention Manchester United and watch our face turn. It's a giveaway. It's a blatant giveaway. Louis says, all my mates at training are jealous that I'm on the Toon review. Well, there you go. Claim to fame, Louis. Will says, thanks for responding on Carrius. Imagine if Pope comes back from England due to injured. Would be helpful to know what our backup is good for.
Oh, God, that just made us feel a bit sick.
What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing.
Say it again.
Say it again, yeah. I like the way Danielle starts singing, but she goes American. Have you noticed that?
Well,
whenever Danielle sings song lyrics, she turns American. Alex, there's some kind of bird flying in front of you there. I don't know, like that was an enormous moth.
It's like a little mosquito that's flown into the room because I've got the door open.
It may be Alex. It might be a bat. Be careful.
Maybe a bat baby.
Yeah, could be.
Oh, your mic's gone.
Alex. He's going to kill it.
Kill the bat.
He has. Louis says, can we play cabbage or no cabbage? That's a little bit difficult, Louis, considering, I mean, how many versions of cabbage is there? Iceberg? No, that's lettuce.
Savoy?
I've got no idea.
Tender heart?
Siri?
Tender
Sorry?
Heart? Tender heart cabbage?
Yeah.
Pak choy?
All right, you clever buggers. Pilo Keith has got vibration white finger now with all this voting. Good on you, Pilo. That's what we like to see. Dan reckons the players can't handle or can't hack an Eddie Howe training session. Now, I've seen a lot of people commenting on this to say that maybe, Billy, Eddie's pushing them a little bit too hard in training. What do you make of it?
I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, we all saw what it was like when he first came, but I think he had to do that at that time because the players were so unfit. Whether he's maintained that kind of level of fitness training, we don't know, but maybe it's a possibility, I guess. I would have thought it'd be more into the ball work rather than fitness by this time of the season, though, surely.
Indeed. Do you think there's any vets in the house?
You never know.
Yeah.
James Herriot could be in.
Well,
the Yorkshire vet could be in.
They're fine. They'll be fine. Don't you remember when Klopp first took over Liverpool, all the injuries that happened and stuff?
Well, I know.
And Henderson constantly injured in the first 12 months, and then he snapped out of it. Like, not everybody will make it. I mean, look at Sturridge.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to make it, but we've got the money for that not to be an issue. So,
have you killed the bat?
I have. I found. Well, it's disappeared now, so it may return.
Oh God, that's what happened to Paul. Now he's moved house.
Yeah, but that actually did disappear, Danielle. That was a large flying animal, and it did disappear on me.
But you
in
still
fact,
moved
it
house.
disappeared behind me green screen. Sorry, that's not a green screen. That's my new office. What the hell was that just came out my mouth? What kind of laugh was that? Jesus. Anyway, Douglas, thank you for your $8.99 super chat. Well, that's me voted again, guys and girls. A big shout out to the Toon Review family and Susan and Dipsy. Thank you very much, Douglas. Tom says, Danielle, have you ever seen the giant spoon between Cramlington and Seg Hill? It just seems so random. What
No.
is he talking about?
I have not seen the giant spoon. However, I would like to see the giant spoon.
Well, there's a job for you. There's a nice walk for you. Take a walk from Crammy to Seg Hill and look for a giant spoon.
I'll look for a giant spoon. That'll be my mission.
Yeah, that's
And a giant bowl
strange.
of ice cream to put it in.
Yeah.
yeah. Annie's in the house. Hope you're okay, Annie. See what I did there? See what I did there? Ryan says, Billy, are you watching a Milan or Inter game?
No, I've travelled out to Italy ahead of time.
He
I'm
has.
just doing a bit of groundwork before the game tomorrow.
Right. Alex has put.
Impressive.
There you go, Danielle. What a
giant
Oh my
spoon
God,
there.
it's a
There you
giant
go.
spoon. Look at it.
There is just a giant spoon, like in a field for some reason,
Right. Seriously.
and a hammer.
Right. I've only got one thing. I've only got one thing to say. Why?
I mean, why not?
I mean, that's art, if you ask me.
Well, you would think that, Billy, because you're just thinking of the big lump of vanilla ice cream sitting on the top of it with a bit of chocolate sauce.
Neapolitan.
Indeed. Gary says, remember to hit the like button. It's free to press, boys and girls. Thank you, Gary. Julie J says her game 2 is in the women's category. It is.
Indeed, it is.
It is, yeah.
Yes. So please get voting in that category, everybody. Please.
Absolutely. After you voted for the Toon review, of course. Matthew says we need a great physio in the back room to help with the little niggles before the injuries kick in. Yano says the only problem with this show is it didn't start at 6. Despite promising myself not to do it again, I listened to the two. Who were they?
I think he might be on about a former ex-number 9 of ours and a journalist.
Oh, right. Okay. I've no idea who he's. Well, I do now that you said that, Billy. But Julie J, yes, I voted for it. I did as well, Gary. Nice one. Troll says Paul has spoken to Adam, so now Adam is only in for one final. No. Barth says, yes, I voted for a young Adam a few times. Good. Look, I'll state this again. There is no competition between us and Adam. To be honest, if I'm 100% honest, I think Adam will win because of what he's done. But there's only you guys can change that, to be honest. The fans of the Toon Review are the only ones that can change that. But listen, like Alex mentioned before, to be in with the channels that we're in with and to be in the top 8 of all these Premier League content creators, it is incredible. I mean, it isn't until you actually think about it as to how well we've done to even make the final 8. So to be in the final 8,
there's a few channels that are like, there's a few Arsenal ones that haven't got in. Like, I don't know how you guys have managed to do it. It's absolutely
it's unbelievable, and it's down to you guys out there. So, like I say, if you want us to win, just keep going back and voting until your fingers fall off. Basically, it'd be. Steve says Bournemouth are a Premier League club. Fact. Indeed, they are, Steve. Indeed, they are. And we certainly don't have anything against Bournemouth, that's for sure.
I think the point was more that because they've only been in the Premier League for 6 weeks, the channels have only been producing Premier League club content for 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is
to show. Like,
yeah, but if they've been playing devil's advocate, if they've been a brilliant channel throughout 2022, you know, because they're now in the Premier League, they have to go into the Premier League category. So it could be just for the work they've done for the whole year as well. Let's not forget that.
I feel a bit hard done by on the relegated sides, though, who obviously spent probably more of the calendar year.
Absolutely,
in the Premier League.
But Bournemouth shouldn't have been relegated either a couple of years ago. Let's not forget
true.
that.
That is very true.
Because of a stupid,
good point, well made,
ridiculous goal line technology wasn't even on. Murray says he's just voted. Thank you. As is James. Anthony says Billy farting will be on the highlight reel. Oh Christ, I forgot all about that.
Oh, no.
I mean, there might be some questionable content on this highlight reel.
Absolutely. Ian says the same thing. Billy farting would be on the reel 100%. Can you imagine sitting in that hotel and then they play, it comes to our category and they do what they do with the Oscars and they play a little short of a mixture of the videos that they've done throughout 2022. And there's Billy just sort of leaning over and
just the whole hotel are just going to turn around and look at our table in disgust.
Wow.
But they would anyway. If someone farted in the actual auditorium, they'd look straight at me. It always happens. I mean, I was on the bus this morning going to work and I farted, and 4 people turned around then. I thought I was on The Voice.
That's brilliant. Felt like I was on The Voice. Oh, that's classic. Billy, that's one of your best ones, that so far. That is absolutely superb. Even that got to Alex. That's how good it was.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh my God, I felt like I was on The Voice. That's brilliant. Mary says, your channel shows variety and is a genuine place to show authenticity, and you make people feel good. Well, Billy obviously doesn't on the bus.
No.
No, not in the morning. Was it damp down there this morning, Billy? I mean, on the bus, not like.
Come on,
no,
man.
No, your mind went there, Danielle, not mine.
No, I know what's coming. That's why.
Just because if it's damp and all sticky on the bus, it'll be horrible. I mean, it'll be even worse for those, the 4 chair turns. You know what I mean? Yano says, I bet the bat puts in an appearance at the awards. Could do. Foxy verted earlier on today. Please vert again, Foxy, if you don't mind. Les says, it's only letting me vote once. When I go back on the Toon review is already on and I can't change anything. Yeah, you need to delete your cookies or basically shut your whole internet down and go back in. Not your internet, your browser down and go back in again. I know it's a pain, but it's worth it. But that's how you do it. Jason says, Chumbawamba.
Oh, belter.
I didn't like that song. Yeah,
When
that song was playing.
But I get up again. Oh, I love it, man.
Yeah, that song was playing while I was, let's say, doing battle on the ice the night I smashed my jaw. So that song, it will always stick in my memory for that very reason. But I did get up again, and I didn't even realize, that I'd broken my jaw at the time. I'd sort of, let's just say got into the rough stuff with this kid, and then I skated off the ice to the penalty box thinking, oh, well, I'm going to spend another 5 minutes sitting on my ass in the penalty box, as I quite frequently did.
Shock.
And then the referee came over, and I didn't have very favorable things to say to the referee. But when I went to say these favorable things, all that came out my mouth was and blood everywhere. And what had happened was all the teeth on the bottom right-hand side had been completely ripped off. And me jaw smashed. So I had to have something like 196 stitches in my mouth. And obviously
196.
190, because they had in layers, Alex. They had to well, basically what they did was they put I've got a
paint by numbers inside you. Jesus Christ!
I've got a metal pin basically connected to my skull, right down acting as my cheekbone, and then I've got 2 metal plates in my chin here, holding my whole face together. So obviously they had to then stitch that up. Then they had to stitch my teeth back in and stitch the gums, and it was awful. It was bloody awful. But
literally,
yeah.
Anyhow, it's good to have a laugh in it on a Thursday night.
Yeah,
I bet you're fun going through the metal detectors at the airport.
Oh, I'm a joy, mate. I'm an absolute joy, especially when they can't speak a word of English. And I see them getting ready to. You want the?
It's in my face. I can't take it's.
Yeah, I'm literally flashing this certificate in front of them. Read that before you put the gloves on. Good evening, Toon Review family. Against Fulham, if Wilson is anywhere fit, we need to start him, give him 60 minutes, and then stick on Wood. Sickening about the injuries. I swear this club is cursed.
Yeah, I reckon someone's put a voodoo on me.
Yeah, because it's not really the first time this has happened, is it? I mean, let's be honest. We've had our... Danielle, do you think it's anything to do with the facilities we have at our current training ground?
Nah, I think we've been voodooed. No way. I honestly don't. I think last season we made an excuse of it's because of you know who, and the fact that they're not training, and then when they come to actually play in a game, they're getting all these muscle injuries, etc. Now, I don't know. I don't think it's anything to do with the training ground or anything like that. I just think we've been voodooed. I think somebody somewhere, probably from a club that I can't mention, has given me a voodoo.
Wouldn't happen to be a club down the M62, would it? Across the old M62?
I mean, I can't comment on that. I mean, potentially, maybe.
Yeah, but we've been cursed with injuries in previous regimes. Like I think it was when Bruce had only just taken over before there was any damage done. This was still when we had Rafa structure in place. There was the Chinese preseason. We played against Wolves and stuff, and the guys were still pretty fit. And then we went into the season, and I think we had like 5 or 6 centre-back injuries. I think he
Yeah,
had
they
to
did,
use
yeah.
all 3. There was one game where he had to use all 3 substitutes in the first half. And then the next game after that, he nearly had to use all 3 again in the first half. I mean, and that was before anything was his fault. That was before he'd done any damage. That was just injuries just destroyed us. And it's just, I don't know.
Voodoo. That's what
There's
it
another
is.
song there, isn't there?
But
My voodoo. What was that? My voodoo doll. Can you
I
remember
think
that
it was
one?
Cher, Lejeune, Lascelles, Dummit.
No.
I think it was lit. It was
Billy,
pretty
you
much
must be
every
able to
centre-back.
remember voodoo doll.
There was a
You
song
are
about
my voodoo doll, my voodoo
yeah,
doll.
yeah.
A dance tune, wasn't it? Football Matters says, stop timing people out for having an opinion. Well, I have no idea what's going on there.
I can't see any of the chat, so I don't know.
No.
Would support the mods if they think you're saying something wrong, then.
Yeah. Carlos says, Susan hiding behind the curtain. She's really not. It's not like a scene out of, Here is Johnny. It's nothing like that. Francisco says, I'll be sending the audios early next week so that you can approve them and hopefully premiere next Friday. There you go. Gary says, a very happy birthday for tomorrow to your mum, Alex. We haven't
Thank you
sang
very
happy
much.
birthday, guys.
So
Anyone?
Happy birthday to Stato's mum for tomorrow.
Well, I was hoping you were going to sing it, Billy, to be honest, but I'm disappointed.
I'm looking for voodoo. Voodoo, yeah. No, that's not. It's a different one.
No, don't play it, Billy. We'll get done for bloody copyright, man.
I'm looking for it. I'm just looking for it. I'm going to sing it when I find it.
Louis says, I remember how John's back door came around. Bloody hilarious. Mike says, reminiscing about John's back door. Steve says, I always assumed John's back door referred to something else, which is why I did say when I first mentioned it that it is actually for his neighbour banging on it, basically. His door. You what, Billy?
Rogue Traders.
Rogue Traders, yes, that's it.
You are my voodoo child, my voodoo child.
That's right.
Yeah, remember.
That's the song. Jim says, I thought John's back door was found when he didn't know what pink or brown meant, and he chose brown. That was hilarious. That was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, it was part of it.
Yeah. Smash the like button, says Football Matters. Thank you, buddy. Carl says, can you vote more than once? Indeed. If you read just above the vote now sign, it says a cookie has been put on your device to register your IP address to keep voting fair. Yeah, so delete your cookies. That's what it's all about. And listen, in the act of fairness, I think everybody else will be telling their viewers the same thing. So, it's not like we're doing anything wrong. Ian Toon Trader says, yeah, let's get Fraser and Murphy injured. Jag, how's it going? It's going fine. Louis voted. I Like Coffee says, I thought John's back door was something from the Horseman show. It kind of is, but it kind of isn't either. Mike Myers says, we need to get Tuchel in. Things are going pear-shaped. Now, who wants to reply to Mike Myers?
Can I just show my graphics to explain this then? I think it's probably time now. We've started getting to that those sorts of comments. I knew this was coming. Right.
There you go.
So, we are playing fine. We are playing absolutely fine. This is pressing levels. This is our version. This is how we're trying to play, essentially. We're playing a 4-3-3 with a high press in the final third. Well, to be fair, we're pressing, most of the pitch now. We're pressing very, very well. So high turnovers. So as you can see, right up here is us, along with Man City.
Zoom in a bit, Alex. Is it sad?
There we go. So you've got us, Man City, Arsenal, and Leeds all up here with the press well and force high turnovers. Implying how we're playing stylistically. The press is there. Our press is very, very impressive. So stylistically, the transition is there. It's done. We are not Bruce Ball anymore. You can see that in the way we play. And then if we go into the next slide, so this is touches in the opposition penalty area. So the credit to the other 14 who do some brilliant graphics on Twitter. So as you can see, touches in the opposition penalty area, season to week 8. We have, may I just point out, by the way, so from Alexander Mitrovic all the way down to Mbuemo, they're all forwards, apart from Joe Aribo. I don't think he's a forward. So they're all forwards, and Miggy's up there as a winger. And then you've got our midfielders there. Willock, Joe Linton, Maxi. And bearing in mind that Maxi's been out as well. So Miggy's had the most touches in the opposition penalty area of anybody else in the other 14 teams.
Yeah, but that could be a bit of, you could look at that in the negative as well, though, Alex, and say, well, he's had 46 touches in the opposition penalty area. How many goals has he scored?
Oh, no, I agree. Yeah, but that's not Howe's fault. Howe can't make
No,
score
I'm
goals.
just saying from Miggy's point, if we were looking at it sort of on the flip side,
so
I guess that's where the disappointment is of not finishing teams off.
Yeah, I agree.
Like
but
that show it, don't they?
The reason I'm talking about this specifically is: are we playing well? Do we have the right style? Is it, is it going in the right direction? Yes.
Yeah.
So all we do as a football club is we get a better right winger that can play the style that is actually going to put away all of these touches in the penalty area. So you can see. So and another one. Well, I've got another one to prove. We've got Maxi's as well. Progressive yards carried. He's been out for 3 weeks and he's still miles ahead of everybody else for yards carried. Look at that.
That's unbelievable.
He wins on per 90. He wins on total yards carried. It's ridiculous. And we've even got Fabian Scher down there progressing the ball as a centre back alongside, Demirari Gray and Jack Harrison. I don't know how he's managed to make the list.
Jesus.
So stylistically, it's there. It's there. Yes, it's not.
We're all right, man. There's no going on. We'll come good. We've just got a few draws.
We just need to break the voodoo. That's all.
So,
it is, yeah.
But everybody's doubts are fair. We aren't scoring. Fair enough. Yeah, we are missing some quality. We're missing some link-up play. Absolutely right. You are 100% correct. But in terms of what the coaching staff is doing with them, we all had concerns about what he's doing with the inverted wingers and stuff. But based on a lot of the data I'm seeing, I'm just going to shut up and trust them because the way we've improved is just phenomenal. And some of the data is crazy. We're definitely trending in the right direction. The XG is going up. The press is up. The performances are up. The possessions are up. The shots are up. Everything's going up. If we're missing the player quality, how can't do that? How can't change that now? We've just got to wait for transfer windows. It will come. So I'm fine with it at the moment. It is what it is.
Bunnan Johnson, some boy, just made a fantastic run and crossed in. So 2-1 now to Belgium. Kiefer Moore scored at the far post. Brilliant play from Bunnan Johnson. Brilliant.
Good player. He's a good player, him. Stu says, boxing correspondent John Sinclair was funny when he had his allergic reaction. I don't think I'll ever recover from that. That was just one of the all-time funniest moments on YouTube. I couldn't even speak. Jimmy says, could someone go by the Newcastle airport and pick up my DH gate order? I'm sorry about that, Jimmy. Gary says, Danielle, I feel your pain. Lifted the TV on Monday, smashed it, another TV in today, MOT tomorrow, and new tyres needed.
I hear your frustration and your pain.
Yeah. By the way, guys, keep your Agony Aunt questions coming into Danielle. Please do like the show. Do stick a like on it. There's 500 people watching. Let's get everybody to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel and like what you see, do hit that subscribe button. Free to do so. And also that notification bell, which will let you know when we go live or when we record. And the link at the top of the live comments is for the Football Content Awards. The Toon Review have been voted for the category of Premier League club content. So if you just click on that link, find the category, click on Premier League, and drop down to the Toon Review. And all is good in life. So thank you in advance for that. And if you do want to donate to the show, as usual, you can do by hitting the super chat button, which is the $ at the bottom of the live comments. And that'll take you through that way. And we also, I think people have forgot about this, but we do have merch on the go. There is more to come when Susan manages to release some more. We've got car stickers, etc. coming out. But this is where to find them.
So let's get down to business. I've been waiting, think I wanna make that move now. Baby, tell me if you like it. Tell me if you like it now. I've been waiting, think I wanna make that move now. Baby, tell me how you like it. Let's get down to business.
Oh, there you go, guys. The ToonReview.co.uk.
I've got something else that happened.
Okay.
My mug smashed. This is what happened. Right,
Danielle.
It wasn't my fault. Lee was drying the dishes because
Lee's fault.
So it's Lee's
And
fault.
then he was walking through the house and he went, right, don't go mad. And I went, what? And he just stood there and he had the handle in one hand and the cup in the other.
A bit of super glue, you'll be all right.
So I've took his now.
So he's sabotaged your fantasy team and now he's broke your mug.
Well,
I
let's
know.
not talk about that, Billy, because, clearly he hasn't, because, she's sitting there in 10th, but we'll come on to that a little bit later.
I do have some good news and some bad news.
Well, you may as well hit us with it now then, Alex. Go ahead.
Well, I'll let you guys. I'll let you guys guess. This is a mini quiz. So they've got odds on people making the World Cup squad. We've got odds for Anthony Gordon, Callum Wilson, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Do you want to know who's more odds on to go, whether between Calvert-Lewin and Wilson?
Calvert-Lewin, I imagine.
Yeah,
it's actually Wilson. Wilson's 10 to 1 to go, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin's 12 to 1. So somehow Wilson's ahead.
Wow.
And Anthony Gordon is 8 to 1 to go. So he's got better odds than both those strikers somehow.
They must have a shortage of urchins out in Qatar for taking Anthony Gordon. He's the definite urchin lookalike, isn't he? He is, isn't he?
Well, he is. He wasn't blessed, was he? To be honest, but I don't like him anyway. He plays for Everton. Ashley 80 says, just so people seem to forget. Oh, here we go. My favorite phrase. A year ago, we are teaming. Forget about a year ago. We are team in transition from a bottom of the table team. You can't change it all overnight, can you? No, but this is a new season now. Steve says there's been a few shows since you reminded us of your height. I don't need to remind anybody my height because everybody that comes up to me before match just always comments and says, "Oh, you're taller than I thought," which is strange. Being 6'5", nobody really says that to me a lot. To coin a phrase says that's nothing because Almiron won the Great North Run in 27 minutes. Can you imagine Miggy run the Great North Run? Dear God.
He'd do a lap running, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Ashley says it's like they used to say Andy Cole was faster than Linford Christie over 60 meters. Yeah. Steve says I once ran the 10,000 meters in 10 seconds. Well, a shout out to the pilot as well. Yeah. Great work again by Danny, aka Kofi Annan.
Very
I'm getting better, Ian. I'm getting better.
Yeah. Chipper says Danielle loves Man United. Is she doing a John Sinclair? Ooh.
Oh, don't start, Chippers. Do
Chippers,
not start.
seriously, man. Jackie says a question for Danielle. Who do you hate more, Man United or Sunderland?
Sunderland.
It has to be.
Has to be, just because, I have to be very careful because my boss watches this show and she's a Sunderland fan. Evening Susan, that's actually her name. Yeah, I have to be very
These
careful
Susans
what I
can be
say.
hard. These Susans, you know what they're like. Take no
But yes,
shit.
it's a black and white blood thing, isn't it? So I can't.
See, I'm not from the Northeast, so I hate Man United more because I don't see any Sunderland fans down here. They just don't exist. So, but I see lots of Man United
exist,
fans.
Alex. It's Sunderland. It exists, unfortunately. I know you have to get a passport to get into it, but
I've seen maybe two
Yes.
Sunderland fans that I know of in the Midlands in years. I've never seen more than a couple. Whereas Man United fans are everywhere, like parasites. They just grow and spawn.
No comment.
Literally, with work, we had to visit the 5 and 7-a-side leagues, and I used to have a bet with co-workers. Oh, when we turn up here, who are they going to support? Is it going to be Liverpool or Man United? And it was always one of the two. Always.
Yeah,
without fail.
Mike says, I'd love Susan to burst through the curtain one time, making Paul shit himself. At least tell Paul it may happen. Have to keep him on edge. It'll never. I'm quite confident that will never happen. Steve says, just voted 5 times. You're going to win. Well, I hope you're right, Steve. That would be very, very nice. DJ Float says, I think Fraser just had a stinker last game along with a few others. Hopefully just be a one-off. It was only a week or two ago we were all saying we would be top if not for the crap VAR decisions.
He's had 2 bad games. I'm not letting that slide. Sorry.
He hasn't been that good. VAR, what is it good for, Billy?
Absolutely.
Nothing. Say it again.
No, because it's good for Liverpool and Man United.
And Patrick Vieira.
VAR area.
Patrick
yeah.
VAR area, yes. That's a bit of a tongue twister,
Vieira.
Billy, to be honest.
Mm.
Do you really think Pope will get enough time to get injuries?
Wow.
What
I
for
mean,
England?
I think he'll play tomorrow.
I think
Yeah,
as well.
presumably it's going to be Pope starts one, and then either Henderson or Ramsdale starts the other. One is going to miss out.
Indeed. Geordie Toon for Life says, has Danielle got the lip on?
I wouldn't laugh if I was
And can
you.
I just comment that Alex made a very loud laugh there when I said that? Just to point that out, Danielle. He did laugh at
Don't
that.
throw him under the bus. He didn't start the rumour. You started the rumour.
I didn't start any rumour.
You did start the rumour.
Louis asking, does pineapple belong on pizza?
Yes,
Absolutely.
I think
ham
it
and
does.
I like ham and pineapple pizza.
Delicious.
Not
Yeah.
for me.
Domino's one, very nice.
You
Very,
might as well put
very nice.
sprouts on a pizza
Other
or
pizza shops are available.
cherries or whatever.
We just
Just with the
continue, just put oranges and apples on it. Why stop at pineapple?
Exactly.
Crazy.
No,
Crazy
no.
talk.
No. Alfie says, I'm good. Hi, good evening. I'm voting for you, Lords. Thank you very much, Alfie. Steve says, Klopp also got stick for saying he was useless at set pieces. Yeah. Did anyone see that mural that's been done at Klopp?
No.
I mean, they literally could not have painted his teeth any whiter. Literally. I mean,
Lost it and everything.
I mean, you could literally stick his teeth on a lighthouse, right? And it would guide the ships.
Yeah, they've got to be careful not to make it any bigger. It'll blind the pilots.
Yeah. Basil Brush says, I voted. So did my hubby.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Basil. And by the way, that is a real person. We've met her.
We have.
Yes.
Very
we
nice
have.
lady.
She's very nice, yes. Joel says it was a Pegasus that flew into your room, Paul. What's a Pegasus?
Flying dragon, isn't it?
What's a Pegasus?
Flying horse.
Pegasus
Is
a
this something to
flying
do with
horse.
bloody Game of Thrones or something like that?
No, it's like mythology from like
Yeah.
Greek, and it's not.
Flying horse, ain't it?
Simply another reason why I have no idea. John's backdoor says pineapple is nice on pizza, but didn't like too much though. Martin says just voted for the 6th time for the Toon review, and Adam. Thanks, Martin. Les says voted up to 6 times for the Toon review now, still going.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Stu says surprised Bruce didn't get offered the Chelsea job since he's such a
Yeah.
world-class manager, according to these
I
pundits.
I don't know if you lot are part of it, but there's a lot of people following around. Whenever there's a vacancy, there's a huge cluster of our fans.
There is,
just be
yeah.
like, get Bruce, because everybody says he's amazing. It's brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. Jason says I could imagine Danielle as a roaming reporter. Give her a mic and send her on her way.
I
Well,
don't think
nearly-
they Jason, you know.
I nearly did a live video from a skip once. Do you remember? That was a good
Oh
time.
God, yeah. Bloody hell. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just pleased the team is looking better for now, and the future be good when we get the training ground done to help with the rehabs and pre and post training. The giant spoon in Crammy is canny, says Raymond. Ian says, I know I sold the spoon to you, mate.
There you go. That's where it comes
that's-
from.
Probably
that's
Ian's
where-
just dropped a spoon out the back of the van.
Yeah.
That's where it's come
Yeah.
from.
Yeah. George says, I actually know one of the people that Alex has just shown on Giant Spoon of Crammy. Wow. Okay. Well, it's a small world. And it is Crammy. Most people are on FBI's Most Wanted. Geordie Toon for Life says one word for Alex. Mudrik.
Yeah, I know. All the in the knows have started tweeting about Mudryk now as well. Yeah. I've only watched him. I watched him against Leipzig the other day. Apparently, the rumors are that he was meant to go to Leverkusen if Diaby left, and now the clubs that were interested in Diaby are just kind of thinking, well, why don't we just go for his replacement, because he's really good. So this is the young Ukrainian lad that once upon a time he came on as a sub against Scotland. When we all watched, that first game back, the really emotional one, when they think it was Ukraine's first game after all the war had kicked off. He came on as a sub. I think is he the ponytail lad? I can't remember if he had a ponytail at that point. But he's pretty highly rated. So we'll see where he ends up.
Well, we've got a question coming from Adrian Jackson for you, Danielle, but I think he's asking it on behalf of a friend. He says, I am a struggling Kiwi striker. What advice can you give me on scoring goals?
Practice, practice, practice. Movement is very important. So when a ball comes in, You can't just stand there like you're playing blooming statues. You need to move. But practice makes perfect.
There you go. So there is your answer for your Kiwi friend. Mary says it's because you have done incredible work. You earned your place in the final. Thanks, Mary.
Oh, very kind.
Ian says when you win, Billy, Billy could do the speech with his ass.
I'm not fucking Jim Carrey and Ace Ventura. You know.
Oh God. Tom says Paul at the safari park will be on the highlight reel. Oh crap. I forgot
Indeed.
about that as well. Damn you, Susan. Brian says he's voted. Mark says wherever you may be, let your wind break free. Church or chapel, let it rattle. Dear God. Well, I think Billy does. He's certainly got he's got no problem letting it go. That's a certainty.
I've done it once in 6 months. Christ.
Well, to our knowledge.
Yeah, but you know how this works, Billy. Danielle had a drink at the takeover stream, and it's all that ever gets talked
This is
about.
true.
It's,
Thank you, Alex. Thank you.
Paul's waiting for me to slip up. I'm just careful. I'll slip up eventually, and then it will get latched onto. We just wait and see what it's about.
Well, I'm very sorry. When Danielle came on this channel, she is a known alcoholic. Who gets her lips done. Raymond says, voted a few times, love the show, and proves you're doing something right, being in the top 8. Thank you very much, Raymond. George is laughing at the voice joke, Billy. That was a crack, absolute brilliant. John Joe says, that's my vote done for the Toon review again. That's 23 times I've voted now. Adrian's voted. To coin a phrase has voted. I'm not even reading that out, Chippers. You are a disgrace to humanity. Dan says, when Paul fell off his chair was another classic for the reel.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
When was that?
On the Four Horsemen, you
Was
fell
that a
off your
Horseman
chair.
show, was it?
You actually fell off it.
Oh, yeah, I remember that actually, because there was no carpet on the floor upstairs in the spare room, and I grazed my leg. Phoenix, pork pie's in the house. Pork pie. Just voted Paul. Good luck, thank you. Ryan says, Billy, I eat a cup of oatmeal, which is basically porridge, and 2 eggs in the morning for breakfast. I know that feeling of stinking up the place. Well, you eat beaver, mate, so that's why
put
you
the eggs
stink up the place.
in the oatmeal. That'd be a bit weird.
Oh, porridge with eggs in? No. It's about time to stop calling it oatmeal. I mean, it's just what a ridiculous thing to say. It's porridge.
I have porridge every morning.
Sorry?
I have porridge every morning.
Oh, do
Every
you?
morning, Billy?
Yep.
I only
Good
have it
on
when
you.
I'm poorly.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I like the golden syrup one. Yeah. Samsonite says, I'll see if I can find my old cookie auto clicker macro and use it. It should give about 36,000 clicks an hour. Bloody hell, Samsonite, go for it, sunshine. Hey,
I mean, I think they'll know if there's about 30,000 votes from one IP address. They'll be like, hang on a minute.
well,
We're gonna
no,
get
he
fucking
could use his
lifted
phone
here.
in different. No, just use his phone in different areas. Just make sure
We
it's got
we don't
the,
get
the software
disqualified,
on
though.
it.
I mean, that would be terrible. Can you
It would be
imagine?
awful, but I don't think we will.
No.
Steve says, wow, Paul, did you fight the Hulk? No, it wasn't the Hulk. Somebody whacked me over the side of the face with a hockey stick made out of very strong aluminium, which is why me jaw did. I didn't even know I'd done it, and then started fighting.
Did you start a rumor about them that they'd had their lips done?
No.
And that's aluminum for Ryan, just in case.
Yeah, aluminum. Sorry, Ryan. Yes. Or whatever the French word is for aluminum. Aluminium. Aluminium. Paul's like the Terminator. Well, yeah, I've been called Terminator, RoboCop, all the, Metal Mickey, all that kind of stuff. Mike says, glad you're okay now, Paul. Sounds like a lot of stitches, but it does explain a lot. Kidding, of course. Of course you're kidding. Yeah.
Did the bloke that do it get on to a successful career? Was he well known or anything?
No.
Probably Wayne
Why,
Gretzky.
Billy?
I just wondered. Probably Wayne Gretzky.
It wasn't Gretzky. I would have loved to have played against Wayne Gretzky, but he was the greatest player that ever lived. Martin says, I got 110 bits of titanium holding my pelvis and hips together. I've never been buzzed once at the airport because it's more than 5 mil under skin. Wow. Bloody hell. Well, you're lucky.
Heck.
I go into one and
Well, I wouldn't say he's lucky if he's got all that titanium.
Well, absolutely not. But what I'm saying is, when I go through it, I go through them, it starts a fucking rave. All the lights start flashing and all the bloody security start going with a big box, little box, cardboard box or whatever it does. Susan, what do they do?
He's lucky it doesn't buzz, because once he's taken his belt off and it still buzzes in front of everybody at his pelvis, then that'd be a bit awkward.
Yeah. Shake it. 110% certain injuries are in part down to the ground we train and possibly play on. Well, I don't think it's to do with this. St. James's pitch is like a bloody carpet. It's amazing. But I do think that possibly the training ground pitches are poor. Can you remember when we went to Dave's funeral, Danielle, whether the old training ground, how bad the pitches were there?
Yeah, absolutely.
They
They were
were
really,
awful.
really bad.
So
The
if there
UV
any-
lounge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
they
they're
were
as
really,
bad as
really
they were
bad.
there, then Jesus, that's quite understandable.
Mm.
Gary says send a priest to St. James's and do a cleansing.
I think we should. I'll get in contact with my online Catholic school and see if they can provide us one.
Almighty
Get your
Jesus
money's
Christ.
worth.
Yeah, why not? Jason says we have such a high work rate. We were bound to pick up injuries. Part of the territory, I think. Don't know what others think. Yeah, look, I guess it is down to work rate as well. You know, these players are. Speaking of discos, the way Alex is on and off camera, it's bloody like a disco in Alex's house.
I got it. It's
Oh,
gone.
you finally filled it, have you?
Yes. Go
Finally.
on, Alex.
There you go. There you go. Jason says, Lord knows I'm a voodoo child. I mean, he's put chili there, but I pretty much think he meant child.
And that was the Hendrix
Remember when
version.
Carol was volunteering to play centre back? We're getting all the voodoo childs in now. Tom says, I know voodoo people by The Prodigy, and there was a voodoo chili. Oh, maybe it's by Jimi Hendrix.
Child. The first ever posthumous #1, I believe.
Well, thank you for that. Steve says, tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be Susan.
Susan.
Oh, coming through the curtains. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mary says, Stato's mum, love always.
Aw, kind.
Richard says, Voodoo Doll song also used on Doctor Who as well. Can't think of who sang it.
Voodoo doll.
Not sure. Andy says, happy birthday to Mrs. It's not actually Mrs. Stato's mum. It's actually Stato's mum, not Miss.
It's not my mother-in-law. It's my mum.
Yeah. Paul the Cyborg says, Francisco. Thank you very much. Steve says, the neighbours banging on John's back door sounds even worse. Well, it does, yes. But we'll quickly escape that. Yeah, so here we go. This is the first one of the night. It's Billy's Beef. Take it away, Billy Bob Coleman.
Before I do, I want to give a shout out to a chap who sent me a heartrending message yesterday. Going through some terrible stuff this year. The Ginger Geordie sent me a really heartrending message. And he's going, and it's not finished yet, but he's been going through it. Keep your chin up, mate. We're all thinking of you and what you're going through. It's basically that, and keep your chin up because things will get better, definitely.
Well said, matey. Well said.
On to my beef. I see a lot of people saying, excuse me, when we get rid of Castore, that they want a Nike kit. Well, now, if they've seen the New England kit, change your mind. It's the worst kit I've ever seen. It looks like it was designed by Stevie Wonder in a dark room. It's horrendous. It's a white top.
Stevie Wonder in a dark room, Billy.
Seriously,
every room that Stevie Wonder walks in is dark, mate.
Well, just double up just to make sure. I mean, it's just a horrendous splash of blue colours on the shoulders that doesn't look anything like an England top should look. An England top should be white, bit of navy blue on it, maybe a touch of red. Certainly not this light blue flashes across the shoulders here. A professional would have actually put a picture in the thing and showed it you. But you must have seen it. It's horrendous.
It's awful.
We'll be wearing it tomorrow night. And they're 115. It's an absolute disgrace. An absolute disgrace. Let's get back to proper kits, hey? You know.
Yeah.
Adidas. If you want to go to a kit next year, let's have an Adidas kit. Simple as
Yeah,
that.
let's.
I know. I was staggered when I saw them. I mean, the red one's not.
The red
too
one's
bad,
all
but
right. It's just the other one
Yeah,
that
the
is
red one's
not.
fine. The red one's fine. It's that home kit. It's horrendous.
You may as well just throw a bucket of vomit on the white one, man.
Yeah,
it's just,
I agree.
It's just awful. It's just awful. Josh says all these theories of the injuries being due bad training and fitness makes me feel like when I listen to my ice hockey team's articles, the Pittsburgh Penguins in the NHL, they also have the worst injury luck. Maybe it's me. Well, Josh, considering the Penguins are a bunch of diving freaks and feign injury most of the time, Sidney Crosby, who literally feels a stick around his ankles and goes down as if he's had his neck chopped off. I don't have any sympathy for Pittsburgh Penguins. Let's go Rangers. Anyway, Dave says, instead of a rant, ask your rant. Archie says, such a boring week. Can't stand international break. Penchalad says, please no knee-jerk reactions. Give Howe a chance. Well, we certainly back that up 100%, without a shadow of a doubt. Paul Gallant says, some stats, Alex. What?
We can still be critical of him if and we have.
Yeah, there's a difference, isn't there? I mean, we've never sat here and said, "Oh, we want Eddie Howe out."
Absolutely,
you know what I mean? If he makes mistakes, then fair enough. But that goes without saying. Footballers as well. But it doesn't mean we don't like Eddie Howe. We're not backing him 100%. One thing Eddie Howe will do is he'll criticize himself as well, not just the fans if he gets something wrong. So, I think Newcastle will be making a big mistake getting rid of Howe, but I just don't trust the fickle fan base. No one's getting rid of Howe. No, it's
certainly not the fan base.
No way. Carson's got it down to about 3 minutes to vote. Clear my cookies and start again. There you go.
Fantastic.
Anthony says, once we click, the rest of the league will be on notice. We're coming, and there's nothing other teams can do about it. I agree. Danielle, your cat is gorgeous, says Jag.
She is, thank you.
And then Gary saying, Jag, it's Dipsy, the cat's name, who is also the channel's animal sponsor, along with Elsie and Bella. And what's your other cat's name, Danielle?
Simba.
And of course, Alex's white ball of fluff, who is
Essa.
There you go. Magpie in Essex says, Billy, will you have a good watch along and not mute your microphone again?
Do you know what? That was the most exciting part of the match, me speaking without anyone hearing it.
It was incredible. All you needed was one of them little people in the bottom corner doing the sign language like they do on the BBC.
They'd have gone like
that. Yeah. Oh, God. Steve says, Agony Aunt, how do I take permanent control of the TV remote without my partner getting upset?
Get another one.
Good one. Get another one?
That's what I would do.
Another partner?
That's a bit harsh, Danielle.
Another remote. Or take some persuasive action. So, if there's a bit of a discussion about
seductive
who watches
music,
what,
please.
Before you leave for work in the morning, take the batteries out and put them in your bag and off you go.
That's evil. That's terrible. Well, I can't believe you've just given that out as a piece of agony aunt advice.
Hey, listen, sometimes needs must.
You've done that before, haven't you? You've definitely done that before.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, you can tell. It just rolled off the tongue. Of course, she's done it many times. Steve says, Defo want a car sticker. Well, yeah, just Susan's on it. Will there be a special Toon TTR Friday show on the 7th, the first anniversary of the takeover? When is the 7th? What day is that?
I think it is a Friday.
Is it a Friday? We'll call it.
It's a Friday, yeah.
It went through on a Thursday, so it's a year one, yeah.
So
my birthday, my birthday's on the
pickled.
Thursday.
No, I won't.
Because the takeover started on my birthday and then finished on the day after on the 7th. So
yeah,
and then it's Brentford on the Saturday, the date on the 8th.
Yes, it is. So you know what it is? We will be doing a show. Of course we will. It's only right that we do a show, given that we had those two monumental shows over the takeover. You know, the Billy stripping off and all that. It was pure madness. Danielle,
I'm
can't
sure we're all
remember the
beat for that,
second.
to be fair.
Was it the first or the second you were drunk, Danielle? It was
Second one.
Yeah. So Danielle can't actually remember the takeover show. She's had to go back and watch it many times.
Oh, I mean,
but it was
very, very
a hell of
briefly.
a time.
It's just awful, cringe.
I was hammered the second one to myself, to be fair.
It was a joyous night. Well, Billy, I know because you forgot to put your shirt on just about
That was
before we
the first
started
night.
the show.
That was
it?
sober.
Oh,
Yeah.
fair enough. Ian says, just sniff up Alex and you'll be able to smell the skip rats. Obviously talking about our dear friends, the Mackhams. 900 years of hatred between us and the Mackhams, says Tom. Indeed. Right, let's do this one.
No.
It is time for Shamed by Stato. You want me to put that on the screen, mate?
Yeah, you can do just for a minute.
There you go.
I'm just going to shame Paul Merson again because why is that? My biggest problem with this is Rashford not in Merson's squad, not making the plane. Merson thinks that Rashford deserves a starting spot as a left winger in the World Cup for the first World Cup game. So I've written down people who I'd prefer to Rashford, who've played better over the last 12 months, few months, just generally. You've got Grealish, Foden, Saka, Sancho, Barnes, Sessegnon, Smith Rowe, Harvey Elliott, Callum Wilson, Jarrod Bowe, James Maddison. They're all attackers, attacking midfielders, wingers. There you go. How many's that? 10? I'd put all of them in ahead of Rashford based on recent form, long-term form. He's had a couple of good weeks. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
I'm more bothered about
He's
right
lost the
back.
plot.
He's got
He's
Trent
lost
as
the
our
plot.
best right back.
Right.
Holy
Trent is one of the best footballers in the league.
Yeah.
He is outstanding. But at high level, he's being found out. And this is a high-level tournament. This is the World Cup. We're going to get exploited. We've got, in this predicted lineup, we've got a right back in Kyle Walker playing centre-back, which I don't think is the most absurd thing, but it is with how he's done it. It is in this fashion. All they're going to do is just swing that horrible, basically the same nonsense that we've been getting hit by all season, which is people floating in balls into the half space between Trippier and Cher. That is all that teams are going to do against us there. We're going to get Hungaried every game against that. This is exactly how Hungary beat us. We're just doing stupid stuff like this. We'll get absolutely destroyed. Rice is not really a holding midfielder anymore. I don't think he can play as a single pivot. He does like to venture forward a lot more. I think he's a brilliant player, and he's probably our best suited player for that role. But I don't know if he can play on his own there, especially in front of a right back. Is one of his. It's a bit funny there. And then you've got Trippier. I mean, talk about shoehorning here. Trippier is left back as well. So let's talk about Walker being the right sided centre back.
Walker, right centre back.
Three right backs in the back four. Not one of them's Reece James, who's the best one we've got.
Yeah,
that's true.
Unbelievable.
You've got Fikayo Tomori, who is one of the best centre backs in the world at the moment. Won Serie A with AC Milan. Maldini loves him. He's doing brilliant in Serie A. Why are we putting a right back there? I do like Kyle Walker. If anything, all of this right back debate, I would start Kyle Walker as our right back at the World Cup because I just think he's more solid. Then he's used to stepping into midfield in a possession-based team because he plays at Man City. He's far more experienced at doing that. And I'd be willing to sacrifice that.
See, I think Reece James is,
I think he's more talented going forward as of now because Walker's obviously aging.
I think Reece James is a good defender as well, though. I think that gets overlooked because I think
we've got some deficiencies. I think at international level, I think it'd be safer to have Kyle Walker. I agree that Reece James might win you more games, but I think Kyle Walker might win you more defensively against top-tier talent.
There is no way in hell, right, that Southgate is going that attacking, right? There is no way.
This is Merson's pick, so this isn't about Southgate, but the fact that Merson prefers Pickford as well.
This is how deluded Merson is. You look at that and you think, right, Foden attacking, Mount attacking, and then the front three, and then Trent as well. There is no way that in hell, God's earth, he will go as attacking as that.
The thing is Foden plays on the left for City and for England,
and
he's put him on the right of midfield. Merson's lost the plot completely.
Well,
he's getting paid a salary to be a pundit, and there is barely, apart from Kane up front and Sterling on the right, fine. There's not much else right with this team. Mount plays on the right for Chelsea. Foden plays on the left for City. He's got them the wrong way around. Rashford shouldn't get in that team. I love Trippier, but it's going to suck if he starts as a left back for England.
I agree.
If our first choice right back for our club is England's best left back, we've got a few problems. That's weird. It's really weird.
Oh, it's Paul Merson, isn't it? It's very weird.
I understand he's got medical issues with his addictions, but you're getting salaried for that, mate. That is that is shocking. Absolutely shocking. Considering the amount of people who create content for football and we care about it, that is atrocious.
Shocking. You're not going to like this comment from John either, Alex. Unfortunately, Alex data does not win games. I'd rather have points in the bag than XG data.
It's not me data, though, is it? It's data that the clubs use. So, I mean, you can go and knock on the NUFC front door and tell them that they're wrong and don't use stats, because they all use stats at the top clubs. Well, in the lower league clubs, they all use stats.
Yeah. Jason says, Danielle, Jaffa cake, biscuit, or cake?
Cake.
Ooh, it's a cake.
Yeah, it's got no crunch. For me, a biscuit's got to have a crunch.
Okay. Interesting. Andy says, anchovies are a must on pizza.
I don't know that.
Some people really do. Some people, Ibs says, Alex is hilarious. Okay. Peter says, my darling, your lips are like petals, bicycle pedals. Bicycle petals? Bicycle petals?
I mean, that doesn't sound like a compliment.
It doesn't, does it?
No.
Really? Peter, you've had a story. So there you go. Foxy says, don't want to get too political, but have people spoke much about the Crown Prince of Saudi playing a key part in getting prisoners released? Or is the news silent on this one? Well, I watched Sky News this morning, and that horrifying woman, Kay Burley, who I cannot stand, right? She is one of those people that I would love to put her head on the curb and jump on it. However, she was talking about it, and then all of a sudden, right, she had a guest on, and there were, they made a point of saying that they'd done this and got the prisoners released. And then she went on to talk about the human rights again. And to be fair, the guy she was interviewing turned around and said, look, the Saudis are clearly making big strides forward, big efforts to get rid of this, human rights issues and things like that. They're learning from people from other countries, just like we learn from them and things like that. So he was very positive about it. So hats off to him, because once again, Burley tried to make it into something that it wasn't. Instead of actually just being, when there's so much crap going on, right? So much bollocks in the news, right? For once, a country that's had a lot of criticism comes out and rescues some prisoners. Why can't they just focus on the bloody positive of it all? Why have to turn around and start talking about the
narrative? That's why.
It's stupid, man.
The huge positive is Russia is officially banned from the 2024 Euros, which is brilliant news. And it's great to see Ukraine still playing football against Scotland yesterday.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely. Steve says, Paul looks more like the King of Morocco than Depp. Well, who the hell said I ever looked like Johnny Depp? I think having a nightmare. Never mind. Right. It is time. The last part of tonight's show. Andrew, I very much agree with that. Kay Burley is a disgrace to the nation. Julie J says, I share those sentiments about Burley. Well, you can put a head on the curb then, Julie, and it won't be as bad. Anyway, let's move on. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a new game show, which is hosted by, once again, Billy Bob Coleman. And I hope this is the last time I have to do the voiceover for the show, because we have a much more astute and sexier voice, hopefully, for next week. But ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for Saint or Ain't. Go for it, Billy.
So we've got patron saints, all sorts of saints, real or not real. So the answer is either saint or ain't. And we shall start with the champion.
And but Alex has to answer properly this time, not yes or no, like he did last week and cheat his way to the title. I'd just like to point that out. He has to say
he didn't win.
Absolutely. Well, I forgot about that.
Cheat my way to the loss. What?
I forgot about that. I'll move on. He's got to say Saint or Ain't. Anyway, go on. Who's for me? Oh,
yeah, you're the reigning champion, so you have to go first.
Okay.
And I'm going to start you off with Bernard.
Bernard. Right.
Bernard.
I bloody heard. Right. Bernard is a dog, so Ain't.
Saint Bernard is the patron saint of mountaineers.
Oh,
So you are
course.
absolutely wrong.
Bernard
Piss
is
me
a
off,
Where
dog.
the dog gets the name from? Oh, that's so cool.
You know what? Of course, he tried to throw me with St. Bernard, didn't he? Because he knew I'd go down the dog route.
But the dog's Saint Bernard.
Oh, Bernard Bernard. What give our, that's like saying my middle name is Jared, right? So some people decide to call it Gerard. It's not, it's Jared. By the way, Chippers has got his sights in again, just thought I'd mention that. Anyway, Alex, it's Danielle. Go on.
Round to Danielle then. Morris.
Oh.
I'm
See.
going to say, I mean, I don't know. So I'm just going to say Saint.
He's the patron saint of infantrymen.
Yeah!
So you're right.
That's bloody unbelievable. Saint Morris. Of course, Saint Morris, the patron saint of mariners.
I mean, I can send you a link to a nice online Catholic school if you'd like to learn.
No, I'll pass on that, Danielle. Yeah,
It's the
you've,
patron saint
that's
of
why
Morris
you know,
dancing.
because you've been doing your bloody homework on this.
$5.
Aye. Shocking. The cheating on this channel is incredible.
So round to Alex for his first one. Barbara.
Oh, come on.
Saint.
Saint Barbara.
It's got to be. It's Latin American. Saint Barbara. Yeah, it's a saint.
Yeah, I guess so. Mathematicians and a few other things as well. But yeah, Santa Barbara. He's in place, isn't it?
Santa
So
Barbara,
yeah,
it's
you are
gotta be.
right. She is a
The
saint.
patron saint of mathematicians.
Indeed.
What kind of Johnny Rolex is that?
Right, I'm round to you again, Paul.
Oh, great. How
What scores,
excited
Billy?
I am.
It's one each to Alex and Danielle, and the current champion is trailing with 0 at the minute.
Yeah,
but
of
he can
course he
change
is,
it
yeah.
now. He can change that now with Bona.
Oh, give up. Billy, sod you, right? Saint Bona. What, is that the patron saint of waking up on a morning, is it? Ain't.
No,
Oh, piss off, Billy. No way. No,
The patron
I'm
saint-
not having that. I'm not having Saint Bona. That is a ridiculous statement.
The patron saint of guides and flight attendants, I will have you know.
Oh, my fat ass. Billy, come on. Saint Bona. Saint Bona.
We're round to Danielle now.
I'm not having that, Billy. I'm
Check it out.
I'm highly offended and upset. Saint Bona.
Bona. I may have had a bit of poetic license with the pronunciation, but it sounds like boner to me. Looks like boner to me. I should say.
God almighty.
Right, round to Danielle.
I'm calling fix on this game.
We'll go with Maud.
Saint.
Maud's not a saint. Totally.
Saint Maud. How are Danielle? But then again, Saint
I wouldn't
Bona.
start if I was
Christ
you,
on a
so-
bike.
Alex now. Ajax.
Ooh.
It's so ridiculous. It's got to be a saint. Saint Ajax.
No, it ain't. I made it up.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, come on.
It's all right, your turn now, Paul.
Yes,
That's
I'm
it now,
very
Paul.
looking forward to this.
Get
How many
yourself back in the
questions did we
game.
get, Billy? 5?
5, yeah. So you get this one, you're level with the other 2 again. And we're
Oh,
going
as
to go
if I'm
with,
going to get it right.
Going to go with Ernest.
That's that Saint.
Made it up, I'm afraid.
The one question I get with a proper name, and it's not a saint.
Oh, dear me.
Seriously, wipe my ass with sandpaper is all I've got to say to this game.
We're on to Danielle again. Benedict Biscup.
Oh, Saint.
And the patron saint of Sunderland, amazingly enough.
But yay.
Biscoff Biscuit is a patron saint. Yeah, shite.
We're on to Alex now with Homo Bonus.
Homo bonus! Homo bonus! Billy! If this is a saint, I am leaving this channel. I swear to God. Homo... No way.
Saint.
Absolutely no way.
Go on, Alex.
Homo Bonus is the
No.
patron saint of cloth workers and businessmen.
He hasn't given his answer. He
He
Didn't
said
even
saint.
answer.
I said
He said
saint.
Said
He
saint.
did. Said saint.
What the? I know Homo erectus was a dinosaur, right? But Homo bonus or whatever his name is, bloody hell.
Everybody knows Homo Bonus, the patron saint of Homo Bonus.
Homo
patron saint of
bonus.
Cloth workers and businessmen.
Saint Boner, Homo bonus. What, how? I'm going to
Back
see
to-
my priest tomorrow. I'm going to ask him these questions because
I would if I was you.
how anyone can come up with a patron saint called Homo Boner or whatever his name is. It's just a ridiculous statement.
We're back to you, mate.
They aren't in the Bible, Billy. I'll guarantee you now. They are not in the Bible.
I don't have to be in the Bible to be saints, do they? I mean, Mother Teresa was a saint.
Well, they're doing I'm offended by this game.
Anyway, we're back to you now with John Regis.
Is that Cyril's brother?
There was Cyril's cousin was called John Regis. I think he was an athlete.
Saint what? John Regis.
Yeah.
Saint.
Yes, he's the saint of medical social workers.
Oh, he likes the game now. He likes the game now. Look.
Oh, freaking don't. Not with Homo Boner. I'm offended. As a good Catholic boy.
It's Homo bonus.
I don't care. I heard it the other way.
Alex, we're on to you again. It was Danny next. It's Danny.
Danielle.
Yeah, me.
Danny.
Mhm.
Danny, Brendan.
I love your little face when you say the name. Brandon. I'm going to say...
Because he's got a little code for you. It's the way he says it, so you know
Oh
whether
my
it's
God,
right or wrong.
shut up.
It's not
I'm
who
gonna
wants to
say-
be a millionaire coughs.
I'm going to say saint.
He's the saint of mariners, actually. So, yes, you're right.
How many's the cheating big-lipped woman got now?
3 out of 4. And
4?
Alex can, 3 out of 4, and Alex can join her with
Jesus.
Donald.
Take your time, Alex.
I'm
Don't
going to say
worry.
saint.
He's an ain't. I made him up. Sorry, mate.
I was trying to think of where the name Donald came from, and I've got no idea where it came from linguistically. So, no
So
idea.
I'd just like to point out, Samsonite. I know no saints are in the Bible, mate. It was just an off-the-cuff comment.
We're on to Paul again for your last one.
Oh, fantastic!
With Eric.
Eric. So I've gone from Saint Boner to Eric.
You've actually gone
Really,
from
Billy?
Ernie
I mean,
to
that
Eric.
is
I'm
just
Bernard.
an
Don't forget about Bernard.
incredible difference of names. Saint Eric. Aunt.
Patron saint of Stockholm. It's capital of Sweden.
Oh yeah, Eric. That well-known Swedish name. Jesus Christ.
Danny. This will clinch the win. Hugh.
Don't forget his brother Barney McGrew as well. Jesus Christ.
I'm going to say saint.
Hugh's the patron saint of fever.
Yeah.
Patron saint of, oh God, I feel a bit hot. Yeah, better call Hugh.
Alex, to finish it off, Rita.
Ain't.
Patron saint of marital problems. Believe it or not. So we have the scores of in.
Right, Billy, but seriously, where are you getting these bloody patron saints from?
Wikipedia. There's loads of them.
Oh,
There's hundreds of them.
the grand Wikipedia.
Surely they're running out by now. There's the Pope sat in the Vatican just with a long list, just assigning random.
There's hundreds of them.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
You saw the one earlier, that patron saint of Nobby Styles, Piles. Unbelievable. You get patron saints of all sorts. But there you go. So Danielle wins with 4 out of 5. 80% correction.
Well,
correct.
of course Danielle wins because it's the way, you know.
She's returned to the champions podium. Well done, Danielle.
Yeah,
Thank you,
because,
thank you.
you know.
Without a saint, with Saint Sid.
Billy, keep all the saints for next week. But I'm not going to get over the Saint Boner one. Like that's not
The
Saint
patron
Boner.
saint of guides and flight attendants.
Aye, whatever. Saint bloody Boner.
Google it.
Right, ladies and gents, that is it for TTR Friday on a Thursday. Thank you very much for joining. If you have enjoyed this utterly remarkable show that we've done tonight, which has featured names that I never thought were possible, and please keep on going and calling everybody. Just try and buy them necklaces with Saint Bone around it. Just keep these flight attendants very safe with a bone around the neck. That really sounded right, but never mind. You know what I mean. Please do hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It is free to do so. So thank you in advance for that, and of course the notification bell, which will let you know when we upload or go live. Please do keep on voting for us for the Football Content Awards. We seem to be getting loads of votes in. Obviously, we don't see how many we get, but judging by the amount of people that have told us that they're voting, we do have plenty in the bag. So please keep it going. Voting is open till the 9th of October, I believe. So still loads of time to get another 36,000 a minute. If Samsonite gets his software connected, that would be superb. So thank you very much. Thank you to the mods backstage, the mod squad, for your hard work. Thank you to you three again for cheating me out of another win. And thank you especially to Billy for finding Saint Boner, because that's going to stick with me for a long time. But
And homo bonus as well.
Homo Boner. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Billy will be back tomorrow night at 7:30 with the live Italy versus England, live from the San Siro. Billy starts at 7:30 with team news. Kickoff is 7:45.
And hopefully we don't have Paul Merson's first 11.
Well, let's hope not. But do give Billy your support. He promises to keep his mic on this time, so you don't have to lip read. So there you go. And we'll be back on Sunday. I'm not sure what show we're going to do on Sunday. God help us. But we will be back Sunday night. And then, of course, Monday night, me and Alex will bring you live commentary of the game at Wembley between England and Germany. So really, really looking forward to that. And then after that, we start the build-up to the Fulham game next Saturday. But thank you very much for watching, guys. Thank you for all your votes. Keep it going, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Good night, guys.
Lads and lasses.